friends all around the world. This is FXPassion broadcasting you live on YouTube, and this is Forex Trading Course 101. Hello King of Swing, hello and happy Tuesday, long time no see teacher. Not really, it was just Friday, Monday, 2 days. Hello Miguel, how are you? Everybody, we are in the intermediate module, and if this is your first time and you are not quite sure what is happening, why is happening, how is happening, remember, go to Ducascopy YouTube webinar page and start to learn with the basic module, what is market structure. And what we are trying to do here, everybody, we are trying to build the 3 pillars. Pillar number 1 is the strategy and or the system. Pillar number 2 is the risk management, and pillar number 3 is the psychology part. And talking about psychology, what do champion beginner traders say? Champion beginner traders say, I am not going to live and die on a trade by trade basis. And of course this is a quote from Mark Douglas, and on the left I have my own quote, when the market scares you. When you lose one, you lose twice, you lose 3 times, you lose for the 4th time, don't be afraid to do the right thing. What is the right thing to do? Enter the market. Follow your rules, follow your strategy rules, follow your entry rules, follow your trade management rules. Don't be afraid to do the right thing. Hello Zuelius, como está o senhor hoje? Hello Annie, how are you? And remember everybody, 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide, and the webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes only, and for homeworks or questions you have my Gmail contact, my Skype contact and my LinkedIn contact. That being said, let's jump into the live markets. And we are going to talk about false crowns and the Fibonacci, okay? False crowns and the Fibonacci. Okay, so false crowns. False crowns. So we are talking about the Fibonacci's, everybody, and let's draw Fibonacci. Okay. Now we have an upswing and we have also a down Fibonacci, right? Something like this. Okay? And during the Fibonacci sequence, when the market hits the A, when the market forms the B, when the market forms the C, so this would be a crown, and then the market moved in different ways, something like this, and then hit the D, and then the market would crown. So this would be an example, everybody. Let's do it like this and transparent. Okay, so we do have crowns. This would be the left tip, this would be the right tip, and then a crown. Let's make it like this, and bigger, bolder, and there you go. This would be one. And when the market hit the D, right, when the market is going to retrace, then another crown is going to appear. So let's put some text here. So this would be the A. There you go. And this would be the B up in here. Okay. Now, where do false crown appear most of the time, So now the market is retracing, right? The market is retracing. Let's make it black again and transparent, something like this. So we want to buy the market, right? And let's say that a crown appears here. Okay? Most likely this is going to be a false crown. Not always, but most likely, So what do we need to understand and learn is that crowns, okay, so 80, let's say 8 out of 10 crowns that are going to work, 8 out of 10 are going to appear at ABCDs and strong support, resistance, pivot point levels. Okay, so crowns are not guaranteed, but crowns that are going to work 8 times, 9 times, 7 times out of 10 are going to appear at ABCDs and strong support, resistance or pivot point levels. Okay, now what about the numbers of the false crowns? Okay, false crowns are going to appear 8 out of 10 in or at areas where there is no relevant support, resistance, pivot points or ABCDs. Why are we teaching you this, everybody? Because trading, as always, it's a probability game. You know, we are talking about probabilities. You know, so, and you need to learn this stuff, everybody, together with everything else, of course. You know, and why is this important? This is important because just because you have a crown here, you know, and maybe, just maybe, you know, just maybe this crown is going to work. Okay, just maybe this crown is going to work, something like this, and then you're going to say, oh, this crown work. Well, no. Remember, false crowns are going to appear out. They are going to appear 8 out, so 7 times, 8 times, 9 times out of 10 are going to appear at areas where there is no relevant support, resistance, pivot point or ABCD, talking about the Fibonacci. Okay, so false crowns are going to appear in this area, and of course this is just an example, but a significant past support, let's say, is going to be in here. So what we are trying to learn today, everybody, is don't just buy or sell crowns when you see them, you know. Try to figure out, you know, when the market is going to show you a crown, try to figure out, is this crown maybe a crown that is going to work, or is this crown maybe a crown that is going to be a false crown? And yeah, okay, but 8 out of 10, you know, so sometimes, alright, you know, sometimes the market is going to show you a crown or crown reversal. Sometimes the market is going to crown and is going to go your way, but 8, so you won 1, but the other 8 that are coming, you are going to lose, you know. So this is kind of a false crown, and maybe the market is going to do something like this, hit the ceiling. Is going to hit the ceiling on the left, past resistance, you know, we are in the market, and then is going to push back down, you know, and you are going to get stressed, right, everybody? We are going to get stressed because we are losing margin, you know, and the trend is against us, and oh, this crown, this crown doesn't work. Of course not. False crowns are going to appear at areas where there is no relevant support, resistance or pivot point. So what does this mean also? You know, this means also that don't trade crowns on the 15-minute chart. You know, Don't trade on the 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, 30-minute chart, you know, those are not relevant crowns. Make sense, everybody? So with this false crowning here, 8 times out of 10, you know, we are going to lose. I have a comment on the other streaming platform, Passion, what if I put my stop loss below the A? Well, it's a great question. You are not going to be stopped out, right? Okay? So the safest place is still below or above the A. You are not going to be stopped out, most likely, you know, but nonetheless still you are going to suffer, everybody, right? We are going to get stressed and anxious. Some of you are going to lose sleep. Yeah, I know some of you are losing sleep, you know, and you are waking up during the night and looking at the trades, you know, oh, is a winner or is a loser, you know. Either way, becoming a more sophisticated trader, everybody, you are going to learn about margins. So yeah, maybe you are not going to lose your trade, you know, but nonetheless, or you would, because nonetheless up in here risk reward ratio doesn't make sense, you know. So for the trader who is saying, what if I put my stop loss below or above the A? Well, if you entered in here, this would be your reward, and this would be your risk, right? So it doesn't really make sense, you know, to trade like this, you know, you are going 1 for 1. But if you would put your stop loss, you know, below or above the C, then you would be stopped out. Make sense, everybody? Do we agree on this, that if we would enter in here, we would not put our stop loss below the A, because the money management, the risk reward ratio would not make sense? Do we agree on this, everybody? So most likely we would put our stop loss below the C, and with the false crown appearing, the market would stop us out. Does this make sense to you, everybody? Do we agree on this? You can say yes, you can say no, you can say I don't know, I have no clue, you know. So really, when we analyze the chart, when we analyze the market, and we talked about, we're going to check in just a second USD CAD. If I remember, King of Swing said that he wants to go long or short. Okay, so we need to check where is the crown, you know. Is it some relevant support resistance level, you know. So this crown and this next crown, you know, are in two different spots, you know. The first one, and remember, everybody, sometimes, yeah, is going to appear this crown that has nothing to do, low probability, but still is going to work. But remember, false crowns are going to appear out 8 times out of 10. Okay, and just because you are going to win some doesn't mean that those are not false crowns. So we need to pay attention about support, resistance, pivot points, you know, A, B, C, D levels. Annie says yes, Miguel says yes, we agree. Joe Cat says yes. Okay, and the same goes for a down Fibonacci, you know. So we had a market in here, and now it crowned and then made lower low, lower high, something like this, and then it crowned again, you know. And let's say that it did something like this in here, you know. So clone, we have a crown in here like this, and clone in here, we have a crown in here, crown that are working, that worked, you know, and maybe this is not the perfect, so I'm going to do something like this. Okay, so we don't have any significant resistance, but we do have it in here, you know, and we could be thinking that, well, this is the crown here, you know, we have a lower low and we would enter, right? So still, you know, always talking about the Fibonacci, always if we would enter here, well, this would be our risk and this would be our reward, you know. So it's, yeah, it's a little bit better, you know, but again, maybe this crown is not at some significant or relevant past support, resistance, you know, pivot point. So it could easily find past support and go back up, hit the ceiling and then crown. So let's make it green this time. Okay, we need to pay attention. Now let's open USD CAD, right? Any questions so far, everybody, before we move on the live charts? Any questions about false crowns? And remember, crowns are not guaranteed either, you know. Fibonacci's are not guaranteed. Crowns are not guaranteed. Fibonacci's work, yes, but 7 times out of 10, 9 times, 8 times out of 10. Crowns also, you know, 7 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you know. And now let's go, let's open USD CAD. Let's open USD CAD daily chart. Just give me a second. Windows 7. USD CAD daily chart. USD CAD daily chart. No questions, values. Let's delete. Is euro dollar at this moment an example of the crown 4-hour time frame? I am short in profit. Great question. What do you think, Annie? What do you think? So let's compress the chart. Let's compress the chart, and so the market broke this one. We are going to check it, Annie, okay? Just give me a second. So the market broke our... So this is our original Fibonacci right now. We are going to edit colors, original one. There you go, ABCD. So green goes to green, and we have the new Fibonacci retracement. So this is our new original Fibonacci. Green goes to green, and we don't have any highs. Let me check the candles. Okay, great. So if I'm not mistaken, everybody, this is the new ABCD. We're going to delete the subs, delete. This is the new ABCD. Delete this one, AB. Up in here, we're going to delete this one and delete this one, ABC. There you go. So here, this is the daily chart, everybody. You know, this is the daily chart, and see here, this is the crown that we were talking about. Crown that worked, you know, crown that worked. It's at the A, you know. So left tip, center tip, right higher high, and then it went up. Just give me a second, I'm going to read your questions. So like this and like this, and so this was the crown that worked, crown reversal at the A, right? It worked, and now up in here we have the B. Okay, we're going to check then, we're going to check later the euro dollar. Okay, now let's see. So this is the daily chart, all right, and we're going to go on the 2-hour chart. Okay, so the 2-hour chart is our trading time frame. Okay, remember we are seeing the daily Fibonacci, you know, and we want to go long. Why is that? Because we have our Fibonacci is up. Okay, so this is the market, and the market is doing this, and the market is, now we are going to see crowns, you know, so left tip, center. Let's wait for the market to make, so transparency, there you go. Okay, everybody, do we have a crown in here? Do we have a crown? Did the market make a higher high? Do we have a crown here? Yanobi, hello, how are you? King of Swing is saying yes, finally euro dollar is falling, been waiting a while. We're going to check. Look at this chart, everybody. We want to go long on the USD CAD daily chart and the 2-hour chart, and let's clone. Okay, let's clone, and this is going to be the daily chart. Okay, so daily chart. Let's compress the chart. Let's compress the chart. Okay, on the left we are seeing the A and the B, you know. So our Fibonacci is up, we want to go long, structure is up, the market wave is up. Do we have a crown on the 2-hour chart? King of Swing, yes, but a false crown. You are so, how can we say this? You know, in Portuguese would be esperto, but in English I really don't know. Yes, it's a false crown. Of course it's a false, but you won't know this when it's happening. You know, of course it's a false crown because you can see the future, but when it's time to trade, everybody, you won't see. How do you know that it's going to be a false crown? You know? No, it's not intelligent, it's the other one, you know? This is what you must learn. So, yes, it's a crown, and at the time that the crown has formed, we didn't know that it's going to be a false crown. Victor is waiting for his hedging lesson. Hello friends, please put like to the video. Thank you, Victor. We always appreciate a thumb up, everybody. Remember, this is a project, it's free for you. So until we have likes, we are going to continue. Okay. Clever, esperto. Thank you, Zuelio. So, King of Swing, you are so clever, you know. Of course it's a false crown, but when the crown is going to appear, we are not going to see. I mean, how do we know? And now it's the time, everybody, when this happens, now it's the time for us to check, is this crown on the 2-hour chart at some past relevant support resistance, you know, weekly chart. So as you can see, I just moved my chart. I just moved my chart on the left. You know, I just moved my chart on the left. I jumped from the daily to the weekly, and when the crown happened, now we are on the weekly chart, all right? But if you would, hopefully it's not going to be too much, but let's make it like this. If you would check, everybody, here, black arrow on the left, if you would check the weekly chart or the daily chart or the monthly chart, you would see that Euro New Zealand 4-hour crown. Yes, Yanobi, we talked about this on Thursday. Yes, Euro New Zealand crown on the 4-hour chart. Now with this knowledge today, everybody, you know, you can check if this most likely is going to be a false crown or most likely is going to work. But if you see here on the left, USD CAD weekly chart, black arrow pointing at, you would see that the crown, it is a crown. Don't make mistakes, everybody. We have a crown on the 2-hour chart, you know, but this crown that happened, it's not at any significant past support, you know, I mean to go up, you know, past support, strong support. And if we would trade this, what would happen on the 2-hour chart? And we would lose. And again, no problem, you know, no problem. We're going to go back on the daily. No problem, right? Let's go back on the daily. And so we lost one, right? Let's go back on the 2-hour chart. Just give it a second. So we lost, and the market is falling down, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we have a crown again. 2-hour chart, so lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high again. Higher high again. So let's make it like this, and transparency like this, and so we have again, right, left tip, center tip, higher high. Not this one, but this one. Question for you, everybody, do we have a crown again? Red color, do we have a crown again? So the first question is, do we have a crown again? And the second question is, how reliable is this crown? Friends, today we will start with the class of hedging, class private. If you are interested, contact FXPassion. Victor, it's better not to. We are just going to waste the time. Better not to. Everybody, please don't take Victor's message for real, you know. Hedging is very dangerous, not suitable for beginner traders. Okay? Everybody, don't contact me for hedging. It's going to cost you a lot of money, and you are just going to waste your time. Yes, but can you teach me? I can teach you. But I'm telling you, you are going to waste your time and money, you know. So Zuelio says yes, Yanobi says yes. Okay, now, second question, how reliable is this crown? What do you think, everybody? Would you say that this is a 50% reliable crown, 80% reliable crown, 20% reliable crown? What do you think? How reliable is this crown? What are its probabilities? Do you think that we have a 50% chance that this crown is going to work? Do we have a 70% chance that this crown is going to work? Do we have a 20% that this crown is going to work? There is quite a few reversal pairs, Euro GBP, Euro USD, AUD USD, King of Swing. You have crowns on every time frame and every currency pair. And he says, yes, it's a crown. What about its probabilities? Any? Who in here thinks that it's going to work? Should we enter the market? Should we buy this crown? Everybody? Should we buy this crown? I think it's 80%. Anybody else? What about you, King of Swing, Yanobi, Zuelius, Victor, Miguel, Joe Cat? Yes, we have a strong level support, 60%. Everybody? How do you know that we have an 80% chance that this crown is going to work? Or how do you know that we have a 60% chance that this crown is going to work? Zuelius, Victor, King of Swing, and Miguel, do you think it's going to work, this crown? The red one? No way we can tell for sure. So everybody, Miguel is correct. We have no idea what this crown is going to do because we have no visual from the, is it close to a pivot point, maybe 70%. Everybody, we have no visual. You know, we have no visual if this is, so number one, yes, it is a crown, but number two, we have no visual in order for us to understand, are we at some strong support, resistance, pivot point level? So what we're going to do, we are going to draw a quadrant and we are going to jump from the 2-hour chart to the daily. Now this is the daily chart. This is the daily chart, everybody, and I'm going to compress. So are we at some strong support level, everybody? It's a yes or no question, really. Look at the chart. You have the red color. It's a mess, you know. Look at the chart. You have the red color and try to spatially understand, do we have or are we at some strong level of support, resistance, whatever, you know? So thank you, Miguel, for your comment. You know, we have no visual. If we are just trading from the 1-hour, 2-hour chart, we have no visual on where this crown happened. From the monthly, from the weekly, and from the daily. Can't say if it's going to work. It's a probability game. But it's really a simple question. Are we at some level of past support right now? The red is the crown on the right side of your screen that you are looking at. The red is the crown, you know, and the question is, are we at some past support level from the daily chart? It's a yes or no question, everybody. What do you think? You can say yes, you can say no, you can say I don't know. What do you think, everybody? And remember, these kind of crowns, also the yellow one, 2 times out of 10, 3 times out of 10, yes, maybe they are going to work. But 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, they are not going to work. King of Swings says, no sir. Oh, but it's a crown. It doesn't matter. You know, the same way you cannot just blindly buy bullish candlestick formations and you cannot blindly sell bearish candlestick formations, the same way you cannot blindly buy or sell crowns. No past support, no sir, we are at past support level. We are not, Miguel. And he says yes, joked yes. So the answer is no. We are not at any significant relevant support level. The first support would be here, and we are far away, and it's not that relevant. The next support would be down in here, and we are far away, and the next support, stronger, would be down in here. The lower we go, the most relevant the support is. You know, so this quadrant down in here, let's make it black. You know, the last quadrant down in here is the most relevant support. So number one, we don't have any support here right now. Agreed? Yes. Okay, we're going back to our chart, checking the quadrant, and if we would buy this crown, so left tip, center tip, you know, the market went up, you know, this would be the higher high in here, you know, the market would go up, and sideways, you know, and bam, stop us out again. We would lose on this crown. There you go. And before you get this kind of knowledge, everybody, those mistakes are normal, right? But from now on, if you are going to learn crowns, this is what it's considered a stupid mistake. Talking about trading, this would be a stupid mistake. If, of course, you learn crowns first. Because if you would buy this market and you would be stopped out, I would call you in my office and I would ask you, why did you buy this crown? Oh yes, because it was a crown. I would say, well, it doesn't really matter. You know? Where is the relevant past support? What would you tell me? What are you going to tell me? I bought a crown. Okay, where is the past support? This is what it's called in trader slang. This is what's called a stupid error, you know, it's a stupid mistake. Those are stupid losers. They are normal, okay, they are normal until you are learning, they are okay, you know, we all have losing trades time to time. But when you finally understand what is a probability game, for a lack of a better word, you know, it's not a game, it's a job, but it's a profession. But when you understand what is probabilities, what probabilities are, then you would not enter this kind of crowns. You know, and if you would win, I would still call you in the office and ask you, why did you buy? Oh, but we just won. You got lucky. You bought something with no past support. You got lucky. And believe me, you are going to get lucky 1, 2, 3. But you are going to get unlucky for the next 5, 6, 7, then what? You know, oh boss, I want a bonus. You are going to pay me back, not that I'm going to give you a bonus, you know. We are not allowing stupid mistakes, everybody. Alright? When you work for an institution, institutional traders, we are not allowed to make stupid mistakes. Make sense, everybody? You know, if we are entering and losing without mistakes, those losers are okay. Markets are unpredictable. But we cannot allow ourselves, you know, to make stupid mistakes. You know, and don't be, no, everybody, I'm not judging. I'm talking, if you are a complete beginner, it's okay. You are still learning this, you know. It's normal, it's a process. I did this too, you know. But if you are not a beginner trader anymore, you need to learn and improve. You need to learn the concepts and improve your trading. Okay? Miguel, do we have to see if there is past resistance when the crown is standard crown to meet this past support and past resistance is something new? It's not new, Miguel, we learned this. But maybe the challenge is how to connect the dots. We learned support and resistance, everybody. Okay? Now, what was the question? Euro dollar, right? Euro USD 4 hour chart. Okay, so let's open, everybody. Let's open Euro dollar daily chart first. The daily chart, not the 4 hour chart. Just give it a second. Euro dollar. Come on, Windows 7. Euro dollar, Euro USD daily chart open, so we can check. A lot of unnecessary indicators, and let's compress the chart. ABCD, the market. So we have an up Fibonacci, right? So we're going to delete, not the ladder. Okay, now let's draw an up Fibonacci. Fibonacci retracement. Let's make it bolder. There you go. Blue goes to blue. And there you go, ABCDs, Fibonacci retracement. This is the second Fibonacci, and we have the Fibonacci retracement. We have the third Fibonacci. Now this is the daily chart, everybody. Would you say that this market crowned? But really, everybody, the question is why? There is no right or wrong, right? But why, if you are shorting the market, why are you shorting an uptrend? Question for the beginner traders. Why are you shorting an uptrend? Did the market crown? Yes, support resistance, but not in relation to the crowns. Miguel and everybody else, watch the webinars 1, 2, 3 times. It's all there. You know? You cannot expect to read the book once and think that you've learned something. Read the same book over and over again, and you would see, oh my God, this was not there before. You know? Watch the webinars over and over again. One time, Don't be so naive, everybody, that you are going to watch the recordings or the webinars once or twice and you are going to learn. You won't. Our brain, it's not that capable. It's too much information. You know? Zuelio says no. And it's okay, but this is the daily chart, you know? So question number one, Annie, why are you shorting an uptrend? And okay, maybe we have a channel, you know, so maybe we have a channel like something like this, you know, maybe. Why are you shorting an uptrend? Why are you shorting an up channel? There is also a channel and we are at the top border, you know. So scalpers and intraday, okay. Advanced ones, shorting the retracement, but beginner traders and swing traders, if you are shorting, it's not okay. You know? Why it's not okay? Because you are going against the trend, the short-term trend. You know? But the question was 4-hour chart, so let's jump on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, and maybe anything, so left tip, center tip, you know, this is what anything, right, Annie? Let's make it bolder and bigger. This is what anything, everybody. Right, Annie? Did the market crown? No lower high, no crown. Lower low, it looks like divergence. What is divergence, Janobi? We are using all these fancy names, you know, divergence, convergence. What is divergence? Let's explain to the beginner traders what is divergence. So this is what Annie is seeing. Did the market crown? We are almost out of time, everybody. So Annie, yes, the market crowned, you know, but talking about probabilities, which is the even more important question, is this a false crown? Is this a false crown, everybody? So as you can see, you cannot just buy or short, you know, you cannot just buy and sell crowns everywhere, you know. So is this crown a false crown? Is this crown relevant to what? And most importantly, you know, is this crown at some important past resistance? And this is the weekly chart. Is this crown at some important past resistance? Everybody? What would you say? And remember, tomorrow we have news announcement out of the Federal Reserve. This market is going to move, so be careful. And it says, yeah, that's correct. Teacher, please include no trade zone on euro dollar. It's not the today topic, King of Swing. Divergence is when the price of an asset is moving in the opposite direction of a technical indicator, such as an oscillator, or it moving contrary to the data. Thank you, Janobi. Great answer. So what is the indicator that the market is moving against? What would you say? After your lesson, I think it become a false crown. Divergence is when the price of an asset is moving in the opposite direction of a technical indicator. So, is the market moving up and technical indicator is showing us to go down, or is the market moving down and the indicator is showing up? Which one is it? Okay, everybody, our time is up. See you back tomorrow. Remember the next levels. Next level number 1, if you want to accelerate your learning curve and not waste 1, 2, 3 years, ask for private lessons of Forex Course 101. And if you want to learn how to trade as a pro and learn the mindset and the hard set, ask for Forex Trader Course 202, an advanced course. Professional traders don't have 101 issues. Wouldn't you agree? King of Swing is saying it's not a false crown. How do you know? How do you know? Okay, everybody, our time is up. See you back tomorrow. Until tomorrow, stay strong and trade with passion. This is FXPassion signing off.